Hello there everyone, welcome back to the Robins.Here YouTube channel and welcome back to yet another video, and it is another one where I don't talk about the match coming up or the match just gone. I am going to talk about Bristol City manager Nigel Pearson, and in the video title I've put Nigel Pearson has proved us all wrong, and he has, hasn't he? He's evolved a team from relegation contenders and now really pushing for promotion to the Premier League. Before I get into the nitty gritty bit of this video, please make sure you hit like if you haven't already. Please do support me by subscribing to the Robins.Here YouTube channel as well. It really does help me out. And yeah, if you enjoy my content, it's a home for all things Bristol City. I'll be at the next game against Preston as well, so hopefully there'll be a matchday vlog right after that one. So I've put a lot of stats together. I've worked and tried to build an argument for why Nigel Pearson really has proven us wrong and how he can evolve a squad that was quite kind of aging. It was deeply bloated. It was a overpaid squad, one of the highest wage bills in the league, and got nowhere near the top. And he's evolved that into a squad that's not really the highest wage bill. There's a lot of high earners in there, people who City paid a lot of money for, but he's getting the best out of them, and that's what the important thing is, getting the best out of quality players, which wasn't really done under the previous two managers especially. Bristol City are 9th in the form table for 2022, and that's not playoffs, but if you compare that to the progress we've made from 2021, where we were 22nd out of 30, I should say, in 2021, but 6 teams didn't play as many games as us, so you know that would make a difference as well. It is a drastical improvement from Pearson and this set of players. You have to remember he inherited a squad that was utterly abysmal, and that was just didn't work. He had to get a lot of them out, bring a few faces in, few faces he knew. Arguably, some of them haven't worked, i.e. Andy King or Danny Simpson. I'd say Danny Simpson worked less than Andy King, who's just hasn't played in many games, got an injury last year as well, which is a bit of a shame. Matty James has particularly worked, I'd say. Rob Atkinson has been brilliant, and is going to be a massive asset for the future. So there have been some spots of development and improvement in the recruitment department as well, which again was not evident under Lee Johnson or under Dean Holden, where it was just, is there a Premier League free agent where we need in a position where we need to fill? Yes, get Adrian Mariappa, get Henry Lansbury. Yeah, there wasn't much thought process behind it, and even though at points they looked like decent players, they just never fitted in, and Nigel Pearson has addressed that, definitely, and it's a lot more. There's a lot more thinking behind the recruitment instead of just names and, do they have individual quality? And arguably they do, but they didn't show that. The football has really developed, especially under Dean Holden. It was drab. It was really poor. We were constantly defending. We were on the back foot most games, and it was just like, what's the point? We were averaging 40-45% possession most games, and that was, we couldn't get the quality players who we had at that point to flourish. Not that they did anyways. Now we play a very exciting brand of football. It's counter-attacking. We may have less possession than the other teams in games, but I don't think there's any doubt now that we'll have less chances than the other team, unless they're a really top quality team, of course. But in most games, we have more chances than the opposition. Yes, we're slightly open, but that can be fixed. That just needs a bit more cohesion within the back line. I think that will come with time. But now we play a very exciting standard of football, and that has incredibly evolved from Dean Holden, as I just mentioned, who played really drab football, and even lately Johnson, who just kind of wanted to get the results so he didn't get the sack, and eventually it didn't work. And it kind of now is a much more attacking brand of football, and it's working. And I think that's credit to Nigel Pearson, who's brought in players who've got to fit his system and evolve the players who are already there, i.e. Vyman, Semenyo, Viner. Bentley now is much more confident on the ball, and De Silva. It's very good to see that players who had individual quality now merging, and it's much better in terms of how we're going into games, having the clear vision that, okay, we can concede 2, but we'll score 3, we'll score 4, because we have the quality in that department. We do, and that's very, very good. And that is reflected by the fact that we're the top scorers in the league, and in fact we're the second top scorers in the 92. And as I've previously mentioned, Manchester City have got Erling Haaland. That's not fair to compare with them. Whatever division you're in, you could literally be 10 points clear in the Championship or in the EFL, and you could still be behind Man City in terms of goal scoring, because they are just that good. They are literally just that good, and it's not fair comparing to them. Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, whoever it is, who are just top boys. They will smash anyone, even the Premier League. It's just not fair. So I'm gonna class us as, just there. But statistically, we are the second top scorers in the 92, which again is brilliant, because that wouldn't have happened under Dean Holden. Even if we had the same players, we probably would have had the same players. Vyman, Semenyo, Conway, Wells, all there under Dean Holden. Probably Conway as well. Dean Holden's quite good at looking at youngsters, and he's good at that. Fair play to him. But he wouldn't have got them playing like we have right now, and that is again massive credit to Nigel Pearson. And I've looked at this season, and I've taken the last sample, five games from last season where we were quite good. We went 4 unbeaten in the last 5, with the loss away at Huddersfield in the last game of the season. So if you take the 5 game sample from last season and compare it with the 8 game sample from this season, that's 13 games, obviously, and we've collected 25 points from that 13 games, which again, near 2 points per game, but it's actually 1.9 points per game, which if we have 1.9 points per game from last season, if you added that onto this season, if you're making sense of what I'm saying, if 1.9 points per game, if you continue that last season, that would have got you 87 points, obviously, which would have got you third, 5 points clear of Huddersfield, who were third, who accumulated 82 points, and only 1 point behind AFC Bournemouth, who accumulated 88 points. Well, obviously they had the league's second top goal scorer, but he scored 29 goals. It's not fair because he's Alexander Mitrovic. They had some bloated, really, really incredible squad, and just kind of scraped over the line in the end. But they scored promotion. 88 points is still a very decent promotion tally, and they've massive quality. So to be comparing it in that department, I just thought would be indicative of where Bristol City, how far we've come, really, because under 13 games isn't a whole season, but it's still a sample size of how far I think where the progression has really, really started. Our home to Peterborough was the game where I thought, God, this is going nowhere, but actually it was the game that started it, kind of catalysed it, really. So yeah, that is the kind of arguments I'm making here for Nigel Pearson in terms of why he's proven us all wrong. Because remember, last season, I remember Barnsley away, where we were really bullied. And it didn't look good at all. It was really poor. It looked like we'd lost our way a bit. Team selections were a bit odd. Bentley was dropped, but then made captain. At the start of the season, Thomas Callas wasn't playing. It just seemed a bit strange, and all of a sudden Cam Pring was playing, then he wasn't playing, and then now he's not playing at all, which it all just felt a bit strange, but finally made me think we have some direction into where we're going, and that's ultimately, at the end of the day, what we need. We need to make progression, and I think that's what we're doing. So, thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you do agree with the fact that Nigel Pearson has proven us wrong, please make sure you hit the like button to show your support, and also comment down below your thoughts on why he has proven us wrong, if you do think that at all. subscribe to the Edge from Stoke YouTube channel for Bristol City content. I will be at the next game against Preston North End at Ashton Gate, so please make sure you check my my city vlog out, which will be out after that. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Keep safe, and I will catch you later. Cheers.